Meg Thee Stallion set Twitter on fire Tuesday night twerking.
Oh, you talking to twerk? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Did you
But
see
Wait, good fire? You mean? Oh,
Good fire.
Talking about when she's twerking on that girl.
Bad. Like, where the hell?
I think so,
When
yeah.
she's twerking on that girl. Yeah.
Meg Thee Stallion, when she twerks, it's just like, the butt cheeks just go so insane. They be like,
really? Yeah.
Oh, really? So
yeah.
It's you ain't seen it before?
Yeah, it looks good.
You might have seen it.
Who's that old dude that did a video?
I don't be on the twits.
Yeah.
Meg Thee Stallion. But you know what the thing is about like Meg Thee Stallion though? Like she be doing her choreography is trash, bro. Like, all right, I'm sorry. I come from a generation where niggas like actually dance. Meg Thee Stallion choreography is weak as fuck, bro. Like, literally, it's just moves. She'll do this, just to get into another twerk position.
Right.
I'm so sick of like choreography just being different twerk positions. That
Right.
shit is so lame, bro. Like, that's all Meg's Here you go. That's all Meg's choreography does. Cardi B's choreography, like, it's not dancing. What are we talking about? Like,
Are you sure? I mean, well, in the 21st century, this is how a girl dances. You know, like, I mean, like, as a matter of fact,
like
when it comes
you
to
have backup
black
dancers to help you twerk. That is so corny to me. Like,
you know, I mean, this is the result of like when you're entertainers, when you're hiring strippers as our entertainers, basically. You know,
Bars.
it's just like, I mean, people got on Jermaine Dupri for saying that a couple years ago when he was saying most black female artists, they're strippers. And people, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? But of course, going back to our previous conversation, they don't counterpoint. You know, they don't prove him wrong.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
it's like he was right. Like, but that's been going on since. You know, I mean, we don't want to go into any history, but you know, that's been going on since the days of slavery of just over sexualizing the black woman and
facts.
white people
Yeah,
paid
for
for
sure.
it.
Facts.
It's still happening.
It's
It's
still
just happening in music.
That's 100.
For
That's
sure.
100. Now, do you think it's because we have never once in our life, I hope not, attempted anything like that we don't know the degree of difficulty?
What do you mean?
what, twerking?
look at his face.
Oh, you mean like because we don't know the skill set of
Do a
twerking
dance
and all that?
choreography?
We don't know
choreography?
we don't know the degree of difficulty that goes into the bounce on the knee shit, the you know what I'm saying, the hand, all that. Like, we don't know that degree of difficulty. Look at this nigga right here.
Yeah, hey, Saucy Santana.
Hey, yo, chill out.
How hard is it to twerk? Man?
Chill out.
How hard is it?
Because he knows if that's the only nigga I'm asking.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
to be honest though, I do kind of get tired of that nigga's shit. I just scroll past every time, but he pops up on my page so much now. I don't know how that happened, bro.
Because he's lit, dog.
Is that what it is?
He is lit. Saucy Santana, you know what that is?
I don't think so. I mean, well,
It's a nigga
I'm
with
bad
a
with
beard.
names, but if I probably saw him, I probably know him.
Saucy Santana.
Shit, Saucy, how hard is
I'm
it
scared to
twerk?
search it because that shit gonna keep popping up on my phone now.
It will.
What you mean? Oh, like the algorithm?
Yeah,
Like,
once I search
you
it,
like this?
they gonna think I want to see that
Every
shit.
time, man. Even if you look
I'm
up
kinda
one
scared. You got to
conservative,
search that on your old phone.
I'm
man.
not doing that.
because it changes
Because if
your
I
whole.
start going through my timeline and this
Yeah.
nigga is twerking every other
Bro.
pose, I'm gonna be pissed.
I must have clicked
Oh,
on.
wait a minute.
I must have clicked on something on Shade
It's a
Room or something
nigga
like that, and it's just
With
Oh.
a beard who's gay.
Is he a
always
rapper?
He's a rapper.
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I
He
think
was
you
on the
showed
double
it.
XL cover.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like even before like
He's
Lil
the-
Nas X, like
Oh, for
wasn't
sure.
it like he had twerking guys in the back or something?
sure,
like that?
for
Oh,
sure,
he
for
did it
sure.
before.
Yeah, he's been
okay,
popping.
So, all right, okay, so I
He's
know
been
who he is.
popping. Yeah. But like he's really popping now. though.
And he's on the double XL right now.
He's on
right?
the double XL
Okay,
right now.
yeah,
And at
okay.
the
I didn't know
BET
his name.
Awards, he performed with Madonna, I think.
okay.
It was the BET Awards or it was some award show that just passed, but he like performed with Madonna.
But I guess that he would be a good person to ask to be like, what's the degree of difficulty that comes to it? Because I mean,
He was the only person to ask, really.
Yeah,
the only
I
dude to
guess.
ask.
Yeah.
But
Unless
see-
dudes are teaching twerking. I mean, I'm sure there's other dudes that teach twerking, but we need to go to the source.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like I wasn't even saying like it wasn't a skill set. I'm just saying like that's when it comes to black female artists. I don't know if that's in their clause, but it's just like you also have to be a stripper too. But because I mean, like who is
You have
our
to
Billie
have stripper
Eilish?
qualities.
Who is our Taylor Swift? Who is our
Tierra
Lord?
Whack?
No, who are on their level? I mean,
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
You know, because I mean, there's a tons of like underground
Yeah.
black women artists and
Right, I
who
know.
have their
Yeah, yeah.
integrity and
Who's
and all
really
that stuff.
moving shit, though.
Yeah, and their
Numbers
talent,
wise.
their careers based on their talent solely and all that stuff. Yeah, I can name a bunch
Her.
of underground
Her
her
moving shit.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Billie Eilish, billions.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody outside of Beyonce.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it because they're not out there, or are they intentionally over sexualizing black women versus white women?
Well, I mean, the industry is going to gravitate toward that. That's the same thing they do when they gravitate toward the rap shit.
Because all the white female, the white female artists that I just mentioned, they got there by their talent alone.
Not by sexualizing themselves.
Yeah, or not even sexualizing themselves, or the industry sexualizing.
But that's something that's why I actually personally used to really appreciate.
I don't know, honestly.
I used to really appreciate Alicia Keys because she didn't have to.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to really.
But that was a golden age of music, though. Yeah. That was like when black women, like you could be a Beyonce, sort of scantily clad, or you could be a Jill Scott. You could be a Erykah Badu.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another Erykah Badu that's gonna pop up.
Yeah,
SZA.
There will. There'll always be Erykah Badu's. There'll always be Erykah Badu's, but they won't be.
Fouché.
They won't be to the popularity of an Erykah Badu. Because back then, that's when black women were like natural hair, Lauryn Hill. Like embracing our roots and all that shit. Like that was that whole time. And we're in twerk era now. So I don't know if that's a decade of conditioning, but that's where we are now, where it's just like. As a black, even like what's her name, Chloe and Halle, like Chloe, like even she's feeling the pressure.
She be doing that shit a little too much though.
She be doing too much.
But I'm like, is that coming from her?
That doesn't even feel like her. You know what I'm saying? That feels.
That's what I'm saying.
It be feeling fake. Yeah, you're right. I see what you're saying.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, who said in her ear that this is what you have to do?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, if she was Taylor Swift, would you say that?
Hell no.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a coincidence.
I saw Chloe's performance. And it was just like, it's just, it don't look right.
It don't feel like her, bro.
She's sexy, but it's like, it doesn't scream sex to me like when I look at Cardi B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Cardi B willingly and consciously knows what her brand is, and she is selling sex. Absolutely. She knows that.
She's very well aware. Like
she's well aware.
This is what I got to do.
She was a stripper. She know what she's doing.
And she was a stripper.
So it makes sense for her. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But it's a personality damn near.
But like Meg, I think that's why Meg is just kind of like whatever. I've always felt whatever to Meg because it's like you twerk like you're a stripper or a retired stripper, or like that's all we see is the twerking and the sexualization. But then Hot Girl Summer is supposed to be about hot girls like finishing college and things going on. I'm like, what? Like. What are we talking about? Like,
so Hot Girl Summer is all just a bunch of misdirection?
Yeah, and so it was so confusing to me because I was like, all I see is hot girl stuff being related to doing just hood rat shit with your friends, which I'm okay with.
Yeah.
But then when you hear the definition, it's about
it's always brought back to the
it's always this like higher level of education, and it's like what the fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then what are you portraying though?
Yeah, but I'm so confused. But then Halle is like, even though we saw her when she was young, and then she got sexy because she's a woman now. Mm-hmm. It's like her selling sex is just I'm not used to it yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not there yet. Yeah. Not there yet.
And she's talented. Like she's
so she
from
don't
the
have
school
to.
Of like Beyonce. She can belt and shit.
Like I'm good. I'm completely okay with her just posting sexy photos, but not twerking on stage.
Yeah. I mean, look, my thing is just like, look, if it's coming from who they are, that's one thing, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying,
who's behind it?
I guarantee you, like, history repeats itself, or not even repeats itself, but it never stopped. Like, if you just really sit back and look at it, it's just like how many white female artists are over-sexualized versus black female artists.
Bro,
it's disproportionate.
It's always been
but it's not a coincidence, because even in the slavery days, they were not sexualizing white women, and they were using black women as objects of desire.
You're right. You're completely right. And the industry is doing that specifically. I believe that because I think the same way about rappers as far as like drill music, or not necessarily just drill music, but just anything that's driven right back to like the killing of black men and shit like that. Like they're gonna sign you, they're gonna let you crash out, they're gonna get their bag, and they're gonna move on to the next artist and do the same thing because it sells.
And then that has a psychological effect on either black men, boys, or girls. They're just being like, oh, I'm a black woman, I guess I have to be like this.
Right.
But there's even I forgot her name, but there was this one famous black slave who had the biggest ass ever.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I can't remember what her name was.
I can't remember her name was.
But
it was like
exactly
really big.
Yeah,
and they used to.
It was like a museum. Like they would do kind of like the state fair. Like come look at the largest ass.
Yeah, come and look at the big black ass, slave or whatever. And they used to tour her around the country. And
Sarah Baartman.
Yes.
Yep, that's her.
Yeah, and they even
Yeah.
have a movie about her too.
It feels so crazy to even Google that. Slave with the biggest ass. That sounds
Yeah.
so fucking
Yeah.
crazy to Google,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yeah, but compare that to
To
What we
today.
have now.
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
slave with the biggest ass.
Save that picture. That's gonna go on the
Yeah.
thumbnail.
I got you.
That'll go next to
Yeah,
Meg
slave
Thee
with the
Stallion's
biggest
book.
ass is something that
Yeah.
just never went away.
Yeah. Now you know what is sexual?
What?
When you glide your mouse over top of that subscribe button and you hit that post notification. You know what I'm saying? That's
The
what's
transitions.
Yeah.
That's what's
Speaking
great.
of,
you have to bounce off of what I just said.
And then also, I'm thinking of $1 million worth of game when Gilly met with a Whack 100. Whack 100. He was like, "This shit's sexual too. This shit's sexual too."
I ain't beat nobody up. I ain't beat him up. Come on, man. I just
That shit's funny as hell, bro.
All right, next convo. The reason I'm doing that though, as y'all can tell.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Clips.
Because
No,
all these
I
will be
know.
broken in.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I
100%.
so a lot of the pods that I watch.
We are
do
privy.
that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we kind of touched on R.
good
Kelly
amount of
getting
things.
sentenced to 30 years, but we can lump these two together.